Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here to make our slimline cards. So, for those of you that purchased the add on class for the slimline cards, we are going to be using the Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. So, be sure to pull that out and pull out your kit. You are going to need um, the little envelope that has the baker's twine, that has the silver, the gray granite ribbon. You're going to need some blocks, your stamp set, obviously, some glue, dimensionals, any kind of adhesive. The beautiful cards that we are going to make are these beauties. So we have this one. Isn't that pretty? And here we have this other slimline card. I want to keep them in order because I have all my supplies all ready to go. So I hope you are enjoying the retreat so far. Let's pull out the tutorial and the directions and the supplies to make this beautiful card. All right, so I'm trying a new venue for recording my videos. I don't know if it's working. I'm looking at my words and it looks like they're backwards. I don't know why it's like that, but maybe in editing I can try and fix that. All right, anyways, you get the gist of it. So pull out your supplies. So you are going to need your soft succulent paper, and everything is already pre-cut for you for the most part. All right, so you will need to pull out your designer series paper, and all the dimensions and all of that are already on here or in that tutorial. So you're basically going to take an 8.5 by 7 piece of paper, and you're going to want to fold it. And you want to make sure you fold it the right way. So you don't want to fold it the short way. This is not the way you want to fold it. You want to fold it the long way. So we're just going to simply take this, fold this in half. Now, slimline cards are a little different, the size and the shape, obviously. But one thing to consider when making slimline cards, it does take additional paper. I noticed that. So with a regular piece of cardstock, normally I could get 2 cards. With a slimline card, I can only get 1 card out of it. So it's something to think about. So you're going to take your designer series paper, and again, you may or may not need to cut it. I'm not sure if I had already cut it for you. I don't think I did. So we're going to take this and just simply attach it to our card base. Super simple. So this was really pretty cardstock. This is from the Symbols of Fortune cardstock. I'm just going to flip that over. And I'm also trying to do this all upside down so you all can see what I'm doing. All right, so we have that. Then in your kit, you have a label, and this was out of our scalloped contour dies. So we are going to stamp, and the stamp I'm going to use is Being Awesome is just, let's see, what is it? Being Awesome is Just Your Thing. So I'm going to pull that stamp out and lay it flat, pick it up. I'm going to be using Soft Succulent. So pull that ink out, stamp it, and we're going to stamp this just right. We're not going to quite do in the center. We're going to do off to the side a little bit. Very good. Now, you are going to want to make sure that when you're using the rubber stamps, you're not going to want to rock it because you will leave an outline, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to clean my stamp. I love this little chamois thing. Love it. If you don't have one, you need to get one. It's in the catalog. It's awesome. All right, we'll put that back. Close our pad because we're done stamping. Now we're just going to finish this assembling this card. going to lay this flat. So we will take that. But first, we're going to take a piece of that other designer series paper. Again, the dimensions are in your tutorial. We're going to put it like in the middle of the card here, but we're going to rip part of it. So we're going to put some sealer on part of it. And I want to see exactly where it's going to lay before I tear it. I want it just like that. And I'm just going to tear. And you want to tear towards you so that you get the white of the cardstock to show. You can just throw this out. All right. Then we will take a piece of our vellum. You should have a vellum circle. You can grab actually just some of your Stamp and Seal and just put it on a small section. You don't need the whole thing. We're just going to put it right about here. We'll take our label with our sentiment, and this one's getting a little sticky. All right, so we will attach that right about here. I have some of the glitter from the other class I just did. Then you're going to want to find the designer series paper that has these flowers. And we're just going to trim a little and cut this flower out. And again, if you're doing this along with me and I'm going too fast, you will always have these videos. You will always have access to this retreat. I'm so glad you all are here. This is so much fun. So the next retreat I'm planning will probably be in the fall. Summer is just so crazy busy. And it's just kind of my time to recharge, come up with some new design ideas. All right, so we're going to grab a dimensional and put this on the back. And I hope you all are loving the new catalog. I just think it's there's so many pretty things in there. I'm going to put that right about there. Now, in your kit, you do have a bunch of different butterflies. Let me just move this down. So you have a bunch of different shaped butterflies. So we are going to take a white one and take a black one. And we're just going to lay it together just like that. And now if you have vellum, you can always punch out a vellum one. What I'm going to do is just add a little dot of glue. A little goes a long way with this glue. So you don't need a whole lot. So we'll put that right in the center. We'll hold that, and that's set to go. And you are going to want a black butterfly, and we'll take a gray center. We'll put a little dot right there. And just put that right in the middle. Hold that. All right. Put these other butterflies away, and we will attach them to our card. So let's see here. I will use a glue dot, or mini glue dots. These are wonderful. So let me grab one, and we'll put it on the back of this one. And we'll put this one right at the bottom. Just like that. And we'll do the same thing for the other butterfly. Maybe. There we go. Right at the corner. And then we will grab our baker's twine. I will use brown. And we're just going to tie a small bow. Just make a loop, tie it around, push it through. Just like tying your shoes. It looks like here in Wisconsin, we could be getting some big storms, so you may end up hearing some thunder, which is always fun. We had thunder last night. It was wonderful. My husband had gone to bed, and I just sat out on the front porch. All right, so we got that. We'll just trim those. Get rid of that piece. Grab another mini glue dot. You would think I would set the stuff down in the same place so I'm not like searching for it. Right. So when I attach smaller, thinner ribbon like that or linen thread, I take my glue dot and I just kind of roll it so that you get this thinner spot of glue. So we're just going to put that right in the center of our butterfly. Take our ribbon or thread, baker's twine, whatever you want to call it. Put that right down there. Fix up our bow. And then you will grab, in your pack, you have some classic matte dots. So we're going to take some of that. I have part of another pack. If you don't have this tool, the Take Your Pick tool, you are definitely going to want it. As you're going through this retreat, make a wish list. I am going to be having an ordering special. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. And it's only offered to those that are participating in this retreat. All right. So here is our first card. Is that just not adorable? So I hope the words are showing the correct way for you. If not, you get the gist of it. All right, so that is our first card. Our next card that we are going to make is this beautiful card. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to show you how to make the outside of the card. Your directions show you how to do the inside, but I know you all are really smart and you can figure that out. So take out your supplies for this card. I'll just put that over to the side. So we're taking this beautiful paper. Beautiful paper. Absolutely love it. It's just so shiny and sparkly. And again, you want to fold it the long way. We're going to take it and just fold it in half. Take your bone folder. Definitely want one of these. And now you're going to take the basic white cardstock and just lay it right in the center. We'll grab our seal, Stampin' Seal. And we will just pop that right in the center. Just like that. Now, in your kit, you also have an embossed piece of white cardstock. What we're going to do is simply cut this in half. Okay, so what I do is I will just bend two corners together and make a little notch or like a little indent. Then I know where my center is. And I don't have to worry about measuring and all that kind of stuff. So now take my cutter. I love this cutter. This is like the best thing. Then I'll just cut that in half. So now you have two pieces. I did that because if you put these two in the folder is too small. So if you want a longer piece, and you're not going to see the seam because you're going to have these hearts. So pretty clever, huh? All right. So now we're going to attach these to our card. Now there really isn't a right side and a wrong side. You have one side that's pushed up, the other side is indented. So whichever side you like better, put at the top. Going to put our adhesive on. And let's see, just going to center this. Just like that. And make sure the other side is the same. Put that, oh, let's see here. Put that right, just like that. If it overlaps a little, that is just fine. Or you could always trim it. So this is what we have so far. All right, so in your kit, you should have a vellum heart, a gray heart, and a pinkish heart. So this was cut out of the designer series paper. So we're going to attach these. When we do the vellum heart, we are going to be putting something in the middle of it. So you can actually just take your seal, just put a little bit there, and put that right about here. Just like that. Take your pink and you'll do the same thing. We're just laying these little guys flat. And just tuck that under just a little bit. There. And now we'll take our gray, and I'm actually going to pop this one up. So put a dimensional on the back. I'll just put that right over about here. Now we are going to do a little stamping. So we'll move this out of the way. So in my sample, I have Happy Mom's Day. Obviously, Mother's Day is over, so we're going to choose a different sentiment. So in our kit here, we have, let's see here, we need the I love you. So where did that go? There's that. I love you, I love you. Where's that one? There we go. So we're going to use this stamp. And then I need another one. Let's see here. You could make this a Father's Day card. There's a sentiment in here for that. There is, let's see, which one should we use? We will use Yay for Love. So let's find that one. Yay for Love. There we go. Right there. All right. So we want to get that one on a block. And then we want to get this one on a block. Now we are going to be using our Flirty Flamingo. And we're doing the I love you. So you're going to get your circle. So not all of the stamp is going to fit on the circle, and that's okay. So we're just going to put that right about here. Okay, well, I'm going to try and center that a little better. So good thing about paper crafting, flip it over. All right, let's try it again. Because I have a glare from my lamps. And it's hard to see. There we go. So I can see the I and I can see the U. And that's what I wanted. Now, put the Flirty Flamingo away. And I'm going to grab my basic gray. We're going to stamp our other sentiment. So I'll juice that up. And I'll put this just right in the center because we can always trim it. There we go. Yay for love. Put that one back on there. Close this up. Now we will attach. All right, so let's attach the circle. You're going to want to grab a dimensional. Put that right on the back. And we're going to center that right. Let's go this way. Whoops. Put that right in the center of our heart. Isn't that cute? All right, then we will take the Yay for Love, and I want to trim this up. I think it's a little too wide. So I'm going to grab my trimmer. I'm just going to trim a little bit off. It's better to go a little at a time than take off too much because, well, with paper, you can't really put it back on. So let's cut that down. Perfect. Then I'll take my scissors, angle it at the end, and we'll attach it. Let's grab some dimensionals. So after this video, I will be announcing another door prize winner. So for those of you that purchased the retreat, you will be in for another door prize. You know what? I'm going to trim that as well. All right, so I'll put that right at the bottom. So the class that you are doing now is one of the add-on classes. So it was a really great deal because you got the stamp set included. So we're going to make a double bow. So you see how there's 2 strands in the bow? So what we're going to do is we take our string. We're going to make it big enough we can always trim it. And we'll snip. And we'll snip this end so we don't get confused as to which is the bow. So we're going to make a little loop. Just like this. Loop it around. And hopefully pull it through. And that did, oh, you know what? Maybe I can save it. Can I save it? Oh, I can. Maybe. I really should put my glasses on. So I'll just play with this so we can get it to lay flat and beautiful. Okay, well, I think you kind of get the gist of it. Flip that down. I'm going to grab one of our glue dots. Again, I'm going to curl this one. And we are going to just set it right here on the side. So I'll just set the little glue down there. We have our bow, and we'll just attach that right on there. Just push that right down. And take my scissors, just kind of lay it out. There we go. And now let's grab our classic matte dots. I'm going to grab a little white one, just a little tiny one, right on that heart. So here is our lovely card. And then again, the directions do show what you can do on the inside. So all that supplies was provided as well. All right, so we will put this one on the side and get to our next card. Oh, it's getting really dark here. All right, our next card is this one. I think this one is really, really pretty. Now, your directions gives you directions for cloud punch outs. So to be honest, I do not have the cloud punch outs. I did the directions with it, so you have the option to do it in case you wanted to change it up from what I have. But what I used is just a background, just the background. Okay, so let's get stamping. Take our gray paper, again, the long way. Let's fold that in half. And there we go. Then we have a piece of the basic white, and we're going to attach this right to the center. I don't know why I flip it over. There's absolutely nothing on the other side. I think it's just habit. All right, so we will attach this. All right, now we are going to take the designer series paper, and this is going to be a little tricky, but you will love it. So see how this card has 5 spots? You're going to take your designer series paper and you're going to trim it out, but you're going to keep them in the same order. Okay, so each piece, let me look at my directions here. They're going to be 1.5-inch strips. So this is already 3 inches. So we're going to cut at 1.5 inches. So we are going to go to 1.5. There's that. So I'll put this one. I'll put this like right here so we don't lose track of it. The next one is at 1.5 as well. Put that right next to it. And another 1.5. And one more. And then this last piece should be 1.5 as well. Oh. All right, so you should have a little bit left over. Hopefully this works. All right, so now we are going to attach these 5 pieces to our cardstock. So how I do it is I lay them on first, just to make sure if we have to do any finagling, any extra trimming. I try and get them where I want them. Okay, so what I will do is I will start with these 2 end pieces. Okay, so we're going to take the one, put your adhesive on, lay it right down where you'd like it, leaving a little gap. Now, sometimes people will go in order, but I found if you don't have it exactly spaced, you're going to end up with a wonky end. So I take the other side and I will line it up. So I have the same spacing on both ends. All right, so then realign this. That, let's realign it. All right, so that's kind of where I want it. So I'm going to take the center strip and put that one in next. I'm going to be real careful not to move the other pieces. There we go. Perfect. Now I can take these 2 off, put glue on them, and put them right in the center of those spots. Let's do this one first. And there we go. See, your spacing is pretty similar. It may not, if you wanted to be exact, you could like lay out a ruler and do it that way. a little my paper. There we go. So there we have it. So then you have a piece of vellum. Now I believe yours is just a rectangle, which is fine. You could take it and run it through a die cut machine if you wanted to. You don't have to. I'm just sticking with a rectangle. So you're going to have a label in the center, so you can easily put a decent size line of glue. And we'll put that right over the center. Then we're going to stamp. So we'll put this other stuff on the side. And let's put these away. There, and that one goes this way. And now the ones we want would be congratulations. So that one is somewhere here, right there. Okay. I want that one, and then I want to celebrate. Everybody wants to celebrate, especially now. We have a lot of graduations happening. So let's grab out our basic gray. Juice this up. And you're going to put this on your label. Slide that over. It's right in the center, just like that. Clean it off, put it away. And then we will take our congratulations, and actually I'm going to put it on an angle so it fits on my block. And this is one we're probably going to trim up as well, so I'm just going to put it right in the center. There we go. Put these away so we don't have to do it later. This one away. And let's finish putting this beautiful card together. So, I'm going to take my label. We will grab some dimensionals. Now, with dimensionals, I know there's some people that love dimensionals way more than I do and would literally line the card with dimensionals. Now, as much as I would love to sell you a ton of dimensionals, you really don't need that many. You really don't. You could put 2 or 3 on here and it would stay. It's not going to go anywhere. So I would hate for you to spend all that money on dimensionals. So we're just going to put that label right there. All right. Now let's trim this guy up. So I want to have an angle. Well, before I do an angle, let me narrow this down a bit. And one thing when you're working with your supplies, you want to make sure you keep everything nice and clean. Because you see, I put this right on top of my card. If the bottom of this was really grungy and dirty, you'd have that on your card. Nobody wants a dirty, grungy card. All right. So then, I just want to make sure it's clean. All right. So now, I'll do it the way you guys can see it. Cut it that way, and then I think I'll keep the same angle and cut it that way. Grab some more dimensionals. Now, they do have 2 different size dimensionals. They have the big ones, so you can see these. And then they also have these minis. So you can kind of see I have a few left on here. So they're super tiny. They're just really small. So you do have sometimes some pieces that are smaller, but you could always make the large ones work. So on the end, you have this strip you can always cut. If you're cutting dimensionals, always keep it on the paper. If you take it off the paper and cut it, you're going to gum up your scissors. So it's your public service announcement for the day. So we're going to take this and just put this right on the corner. And now we will add some of our dots. So we're going to use the white. Again, when I use embellishments, I do it in threes, an odd number. So I have my 3. Oh, let's see, let's move it down. I'm going to make sure you can all see it. And then we are going to do another double bow, but we're going to use 2 different colors. So we're going to use white and we're going to use the gray. So we're going to take the 2 strands, put it together, cut, and we'll make our bow. So you can do a knot if you would like. I personally think the bow will look cuter, but you do you. Oh, why is that not working? Now it's being difficult. All right. So you make a loop. It's like you're tying your shoe. And you know, I can make great bows all day long, but once you're on a video, never quite wants to work. There we go. Trim that. Trim that. Sorry, I cannot tie a bow upside down. So now we'll grab our mini glue dots. And we'll make this one go right about here in between our 2 tags. And we'll put that right in the center. And I left my glue dot flat because it is a little wider. So here is our 3rd card. All right, now on to our last card. This one I think is just so, so beautiful. I love it. When I did my sample, I didn't realize I had my paper turned the wrong way. In your kits, your birds, flamingos, whatever these are, cranes maybe, I think cranes, should be facing the right direction. So let's get to this card. All right, so you are going to fold it again, not the short way, you're going to fold it the long way. And in your kit, you do have, I did provide you with the envelopes, the slimline envelopes. So if you're interested in making more slimline cards, I do offer through Stampin' Up! The envelopes that go with the cards. All right, so we have this. Our card is actually going to be opening this way. So we're going to move this on the side because we have some parts to put together. So you have your basic gray paper. We're going to add our designer series paper. So see, I have my little birds facing the correct way. They should be the correct way in your kit. But I will tell you, it was a late night, so when I was putting these together. So here we have that. Then what we will do is we're not going to attach this to our base just yet because we're going to use this awesome die, this awesome label. See how it comes apart? Isn't that cool? We're going to put ribbon through here, but we need to stamp first. So we are going to use I Have You. And you can use any of the ones that you would like. Where is it? I Have You. Here it is, right by my finger. So we're going to use that one. And then I'm going to use No Matter What. So let's find where No Matter What is. I love this stamp set just because it has, oh, that's not it. It has so many different sentiments that you can pair together. I'm going to show you how we can pair this together. So we're going to grab a little smaller block. Grab our basic gray once again. And juice that up. And we're going to put the no matter what at the bottom of our label. Clean that off. Put that back. And we have I love you. Okay, well, that could have been centered a little better. I don't have an extra label cut for myself. Close enough. We'll even it out. I'll show you how to fix something like that. So what we're going to do, and I'm so excited, is we are going to grab just our Stampin' Seal, put 2 little strips on the back. Ooh. And we'll put this right in the center. Now, hopefully you have not attached this to your card base. I said don't attach it. We're going to grab our lovely satin ribbon. Isn't this beautiful? So we're going to put it behind it. Make sure it's flat. And we're going to weave it through here. Isn't that awesome? I think that's just amazing. It's the little things. It makes me happy. And we're going to tie a bow. If you want, you can do a knot. I think a bow will look better. But we're going to slide it through this part also. So it goes right through our label. Put that a little tighter there. And we'll make a bow. So loop it. Wrap it. Oh, you know what? I need a knot. Let's do a knot first. All right. So now loop it. And you could also do the same trick that I showed you in the prior video. You can take a little mini glue dot and put it underneath, and that way it holds your knot in place. You know what? I'm actually going to do that. So just move that right there, tie my knot, press it down. Now it's going to stay in place for me. Tie a bow. I'll just play around with that. Now we'll trim it. You want to cut your ribbon on an angle. It just looks prettier. There we go. Now we will take this and attach this to our card base. Now you could pop this whole thing up with dimensionals, or you could use glue. I'm going to pop mine up with some dimensionals. So again, you don't need to use a gazillion dimensionals. With a card this size, I'd probably use a little more than just 4. I'm going to be vacuuming these little tags forever and a day. Middle, because we can't have a saggy middle. Nobody likes that. All right, so we're going to take this, center it up, pop it down, and there we have that. Now we still have a vellum circle. Going to add some Stampin' Seal, just one quick little sploosh of it. That's a word. And we're just going to put that right on the corner here. Take our heart. This was in, I believe, the copper foil, gold foil, something like that. All right, we're going to grab a dimensional and Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the mini dimensionals because if I take this and I put the dimensional right in the middle and put it on my ribbon, it's just going to teeter all over and it's going to look weird. So I'm going to grab the little ones and we're going to put it right on the end there and right on the end there. Take the papers off and we'll put one at the very, very, very bottom. All right. So now we have space in between. It's going to touch the paper and it's going to touch the ribbon. So it's not going to teeter and be all wonky. And you learn those things as you go on, as you're making your cards. So we are going to add some of our dots. We're going to add some black. And we'll do white. We'll mix it up. You don't always have to use the same colors. We'll do a black one up here. So we got 1, 2, 3. There we go. Maybe we'll do a white one. Now I gotta add another white one. We'll add one right there. Probably could have used a bigger one. All right, well, here is our 4th card. So let's pull out the cards we made and just enjoy how beautiful they turned out. All right, so these are the 4 lovely cards that we made. You had all the supplies included in your kit. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this class, that you're enjoying this retreat. If this was not one of the classes that you purchased as an add-on, you still have access to watch this. However, you did not get the tutorials for this. So you can always go off of kind of what these cards look like and make one of your own. All right. Well, I will see you all later. I will be popping on the Facebook group. Gonna go live and I will see you then. Stay tuned for the next person that has won a prize patrol. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.